Yeah, we're going to study the second derivative test. I'm not giving you a test. Is that what you thought I said?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Have I ever given you a pop quiz test?
But that's what I said, you're not studying.
Math 3 or 4 maybe, but not last year or this year. Okay. So yesterday, what did we find out about the second derivative? Yeah, it tells you concavity, and we can test point of inflection with it. We can also test critical points, okay, for min-max. It's not something we use very often, okay? Usually we use the sign analysis to figure out a min or max, right? But you can use the second derivative test. So I'll show it to you. It's an option. Let's just put it that way. It's an option. Okay. Because we have a first derivative test, we have to have a second derivative test, right? Okay. We don't have a third derivative test, thankfully. Okay, so looking back to 4.3, this was something that you had in front of you. We're going to analyze the critical points of, oh, fun. And you know when I say that, it's dangerous, right? Okay. Hey, we got to practice these things, right? That's just a product rule. It is? Okay, how do we find critical points, Logan? More detail, please. Would anybody care to help her? First derivative, set it equal to 0. So now we have a product rule, right? Caleb, educate us about the derivative. It is? I agree. What's the answer? I'm just checking for understanding here. Yesterday I picked on a few other people, so. Product rule? You don't have it memorized yet. Tisk, tisk.
2x minus x squared e to the x plus e to the x 2 minus e to x.
That would work. Yes, that would work. I do it opposite, but you can do it that way too. Derivative of the first. Copy second. Copy first. Derivative second. Okay. Oh, this one's going to be easy. We thought it was mean and evil. Okay, set equal to 0. I'm going to factor an e to the x out. Okay? You okay with that? No, is it a dictatorship or is it a monarchy? No, they're not. That sign says it's a monarchy. And you are my peasants. No. Can e to the x ever equal to 0? No, it's not. Okay, so we don't even have to worry about that. What we do need to worry about is this one. Oh, why is that so easy? So what are my x values? Right? plus x squared. X squared equals 2. Yep. Or you could do x squared minus 2, and it's x minus 2, root 2, x plus root 2.
Yeah, same
That's what
thing.
he said.
Yeah, negative x squared plus
2 minus x squared. Addition is commutative, by the way. Okay, so these are our critical points, right? Normally, we would do a sign analysis for min-max, right? This would be the first derivative test. Okay, so I would pick 0 and 2 and negative 2. And put these in the derivative, right? So if I plug 2 in the derivative, oh, stop it.
Hey, man. It's been a long day. That was cold. Made me tired. I was moving around.
So this gives us a negative.
Oh, I'm tired.
What does 0 give us? Positive. If you're plugging it in here, right? And 2 gives us a negative. Okay, is this a min, right? And a maximum? All right, so that would be the first derivative test, right? That's how we've learned it. You can use the second derivative. Okay, in this case, I would probably default to the first derivative test, but it is easy. Pull my mind in here. Okay, f prime x is e to the x times negative x squared plus 2, right? From that. I rewrite it as simple as possible. Now, what's the second derivative? Yep. Yep. Okay, second derivative. Well, this is kind of a mess. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to make it prettier. Not that it's not already pretty. E to the x, and then minus 2x plus 2. Okay. The second derivative test, you evaluate your critical points in the second derivative. Okay. So what is f double prime of negative root 2? And all we need again is signs. We don't need the exact number. We just need a positive or a negative. Okay. That's positive. And this is going to be positive. Okay. If the second derivative is positive, what do we know? Concave up. Which means we have a minimum. It's a second derivative test. Okay. If the second derivative, you're evaluating a critical point in the second derivative, if it's concave up, you have a minimum. Okay. Now the second derivative with root 2 is negative, which means we have a max because it's concave down. Okay. And you can see that same pattern with the first derivative test, right? Concave up and concave down. So this is what's called the second derivative test. Again, I shy away from it because it is a little bit more work, but you can use it. Okay. I prefer you to use this one. It's easier, it's faster. Okay, but for purposes, a lot of you are going into calculus in college. I show it to you. It's less damage on the brain. Okay. There are cases where the second derivative test will not give you a positive or negative. It will give you a 0. Okay. Some, if it gives you 0, what do you think you might have to do? Use the first derivative test, which you're going to do anyways. Yeah. You don't have to. I just told you that. I said it's an option, and since you're all going into calculus in college for most part, most likely, I want to give you that knowledge, okay? It's just another way to use the second derivative. Any questions? Okay. I'm done. No, we cannot have fun in math class.
That's why
Can we do
leave
like
the
notes or use
classroom.
our expo
Can we
markers
leave
and
the
draw
class
stuff?
on?
Can we have Arthur's story?
Arthur's story time.
Can we do
Awesome.
Hangman? Let's do
Do a
class
hunting
Hangman.
story that you haven't shared with us.
Oh.
Yeah, we can
And then give us
I know you haven't had
pictures
that
to see how much weight you carried out of the forest.
You listen to this on the internet, all they want to do is slack.